As the coronavirus killed
The number of
more than
people who've
200,000
contracted the
I can't say it
coronavirus
enough.
continues to grow.
Enough
More than
people have died.
1,600
We don't need
Americans
any more
are
deaths
infected.
like crazy.
The virus has come knocking the China.
Fighting the coronavirus is
Spent weeks minimizing what is clearly a very serious problem. No doubt these people have good intentions.
I think the pandemic has reminded us how we do not have enough doctors in the right specialties and in the right places. Since the beginning of the pandemic, if you would try to remember, doctors have been working round the clock in order to save the lives of people. And in the process, also of doing this one, many dedicated doctors succumb to the deadly virus. And we know all that one in many news that we have seen. We also see hospitals overflowing with patients, understaffed, but then the battle continues. This in itself is a manifestation that the growing need for doctors in every corners of the world remain to become a reality and at the same time a problem. The path to a significant curricular reform is a difficult thing because of a variety of factors, to include the challenge of physical distancing, since we all know practice-based learning is the backbone of education, especially among doctors. We need to see patients. We need to harness our skills, knowledge, and attitude by looking at patients, okay, so that this would be able to enhance or forge our professional identity and develop an orientation to a patient-focused based care that would shape the practice of future medical doctors. We wanted to produce doctors with a heart. And our goal is also to define a unique characteristic that will be anchored to the local needs and national health needs of the people of Mindanao. I believe looking at the vision mission of the college and influenced by the universal healthcare law, I think we seek to envision and integrate a comprehensive approach that will be cost-effective, promotive, and preventive, as well as curative, palliative, and rehabilitative, one that would encompass the entire domain of the individuals and the population, particularly here in Mindanao. For we are trying to be committed in producing medical doctors imbued with a heart to serve and is willing to contribute for nation building in our country. And I think this is always a possible. This is always our strategic plan to set apart JMC as a college of medicine. We wanted to create doctors with a heart. We are very lucky. We have our own LMS, the Learning Management System, powered by Huawei. This is the first in the Philippines. Everything is there in terms of lectures, in terms of resources for learning. And I think our new generation could adapt of it because these are the computer-based population. The COVID-19 has resulted in schools shut down all across the world. And education has changed with a distinctive rise in the new method of learning. And I think adaptability and ingenuity were the two core values that we have learned from this experience. Dream big. They have to dream big. Dare to dream. As long as you have the dedication, you have the passion of becoming good doctors in the future, we welcome you to the College of JMC, especially in the Department of Medicine.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to another episode of JMC EduTrends, a discussion that informs, inspires, and transcends. To all our first-time viewers, this program streams live on www.facebook/Jose Maria College and on YouTube at JMC EduTrends. Don't forget to type in your comments and questions, send your emojis, click the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell so you would be notified of future discussions on JMC EduTrends. Without much delay, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the program host of today's discussion.
Good morning, J Marians, and to everyone watching this live program now. Kung saan man kayo ngayon, good morning. I am Damiel and I am your host for today. Welcome sa ating first psych webinar for this school year 2021-2022, entitled My Life, My Future, My Career, Forging a Career Path in the Philippine National Police for Psychology Graduates. Now, you might be wondering why may ganito tayo ngayon. Before I answer that, let me ask you this muna. Para sa inyo, what career opportunities await BS Psychology students in the Philippine Police Force? Kung hindi nyo alam ang sagot, that's okay dahil this webinar is for you. And if you do, please stay tuned because we want you here and para na rin sa karagdagang kaalaman. To formally start our program, let us have Ma'am Abigail Grace Escobedo, the BS Psychology Program Head, for the opening remarks. Ma'am?
All right. Once again, thank you, Davy. And good morning, everybody. And thank you for being with us for today. And as our MC has said, this is our first psych webinar for this year. Okay, I would like to welcome you all and be enlightened for this new type of method of sharing live learnings, and the benefit of this is for you to be good professionals in the future, especially for those psychology students who are really unfamiliar pa kung ano yung magiging siguro settings that we will be handling in the future. And it's really a great privilege because our guest speaker for today is not only very successful in her life right now, but she is also one of our, we consider, pioneer psychology graduates and alumni of Jose Maria College. So she had really great experiences already, and based on experience talaga, undeniable, she had it all. Okay, so once again, thank you very much. And also, I would like to thank Jose Maria College for really gracing this webinar. Okay, alam natin that there are differences in the new normal. Mahirap magbigay ng information, but JMC had provided this EduTrends to be in contact with more people. So I hope this webinar will be helpful. And once again, thank you very much for everyone for gracing and being with us today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Abby, for that very warm welcome po. And now, sa main part ng ating program, punta na tayo doon. But first, a little background sa ating guest speaker, ano? She is a registered psychometrician, a police psychometrician commissioned officer at the PNP Health Service, and a psychology alumna, as like what Ma'am Abby said, she is an alumna of our institution. So guys, help me give Police Lieutenant Ana Veronica Manning Concepcion a warm virtual welcome. Good morning, ma'am.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you po?
Everyone. I'm good. I'm flattered for being given this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Lau, for being with us today. We are really delighted to have you with us po. So the floor is yours na po.
Okay. Thank you so much. So let me just share my presentation. Okay. The title of today's webinar is My Life, My Future, My Career, Forging a Career Path in the Philippine National Police for Psychology Graduates. Next slide, please. Okay, first, let me introduce myself. So I am Police Lieutenant Ana Veronica Manning Concepcion, And I am a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Psychology in Jose Maria College. So as what the host has mentioned, I am an alumna of Jose Maria College. I graduated last 2010. And I am currently having or enrolled in master's program of San Pedro College. And by profession, I am a registered psychometrician, wherein I took the board exam last 2017. And the date of entry in the PNP is June 15, 2011, as a police officer back there in Davao City. And I entered the PNP lateral entry as a psychometrician back in December 10, 2018, as police lieutenant. And I was formerly assigned in the Department of Psychiatry of the PNP Health Service in Camp Crame, and currently I am assigned here in the Psychiatry section of the Regional Medical and Dental Unit 7 in Cebu City. So I have been assigned here since July 15 of 2020, and I am currently designated as Psychometrician PCO. Next slide, please. Okay, let me just give you a brief rundown of the history of the Philippine National Police. So you just get a glimpse of the organization. No? The Philippine National Police, just like any other organization, started from small beginnings. No? It originated from the Philippine Constabulary, or the PC, which was inaugurated on August 8, 1901, establishing it as an insular police force under the American regime. So on August 8th of 1975, that's 74 years now in the making, so Presidential Decree number 765 was issued, establishing the Philippine Constabulary Integrated National Police, or the PCINP, as the country's national police force. So from PC, back in 1901, it was reestablished as the PCINP in 1975. So these fragmented and diverse local police units were integrated into a national police force with the Philippine Constabulary as its nucleus. So the members of the Philippine Constabulary before were absorbed to become members of the PCINP. Okay, next slide, please. Okay. After the People's Revolution in 1986, a new constitution was promulgated, providing for a police force which is national in scope and civilian in character. Consequently, the Republic Act number 6975, entitled An Act Establishing the Philippine National Police under a reorganized Department of the Interior and Local Government, or DILG, was signed into law on December 13, 1990. Which took effect on January 1, 1991. And with this, subsequently, the PNP became operational on January 29, 1991, whose members were formerly the PC and the INP, and the absorption of the selected members from the major service units of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, such as the Philippine Air Force Security Command, the Philippine Coast Guard, Philippine Navy, and the Philippine Army. So from PC, naging PCINP, and then with the RA 6975, naging Philippine National Police na siya. So that's yun yung naging progress niya. So next slide, please. And thus, to further strengthen the PNP into a highly efficient and competent police force, Republic Act number 8551, entitled as the PNP Reform and the Reorganization Act of 1998, was enacted on February 17, 1998, amending certain provisions of Republic Act 6975. So the previously mentioned RA 6975 was amended. Certain provisions of that law was amended by 8551, wherein those certain provisions were amended to make the organization into highly efficient and competent police force. Next slide, please. So let me just share you the organization's vision and mission. Imploring the aid of the Almighty, by 2030, we shall be a highly capable, effective, and credible police service working in partnership with a responsive community towards the attainment of a safer place to live, work, and do business. And for our mission, the PNP shall enforce the law, prevent and control crimes, maintain peace and order, and ensure public safety and internal security with the active support of the community. So yan po yung vision and mission of the organization in providing our services to the community. Next slide, please. Okay, let me just show you the list of the current PNP ranking classifications. So now, this current PNP ranking classification was implemented in February 8 of 2019 via RA 11200, which modified the rank classification in the PNP. So ito na po yung bagong pangalan ng mga PNP ranks namin. Dati, kung natatandaan nyo, as what I have mentioned in my introductory part, I was originally appointed in the PNP as Police Officer 1. So ngayon, yung Police Officer 1 is classified into patrolman or patrolwoman. So eto po, the PNP ranks is divided into commissioned officers and the non-commissioned officers. So currently, I have the rank of police lieutenant. So I belong here in the commissioned officers na group. No, I am most junior in the commissioned officers group. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, these figures very enticing, no, sa mata, masarap tignan kasi medyo malalaki yung figures shown. So this is the list of the PNP uniform personnel rank and the respective basic pay. So a patrolman or a patrolwoman roughly has a basic pay amounting to 29,668. While a police lieutenant, kagaya ko po, has a basic pay of 49,528 pesos. So a PNP personnel's salary does not only comprise of the basic pay. Of course, we also have other allowances, other bonuses, longevity pay. No, the longer you are in the service, the higher the long pay you will receive. And of course, the higher the rank, the higher the salary. Etong base pay is the parang basis for the tax. Dito nagbabase kung magkano yung tax na naibabawas sa sahod namin. So, of course, the higher the base pay, the higher the tax also, the withholding tax deducted into the gross pay ng isang PNP personnel. So at my rank, if I'm not mistaken, I have withholding tax of around 6,000, ganyan. The computation ng tax ko is based on my base pay also. Okay, next slide, please. Now, the question is, can a psychology graduate apply in the Philippine National Police? Next, please. The answer is yes. So, next slide. So, the question now that comes into your mind upon knowing that a psychology graduate can indeed apply in the PNP is, what are the qualifications? What are the requirements? Now, these questions can be answered by the following slide. Next, please. Okay. The questions shown a while ago can be answered through the NAPOLCOM Memorandum Circular number 2021-001. So if you have extra gadgets or extra device with you, you can check on it on the internet and try to browse and run through it so that you would get the entire glimpse of the NAPOLCOM Memorandum Circular. Because what I will be discussing will just focus mostly on the general qualifications, focus on the Section 3 of the NAPOLCOM Memorandum Circular, which focuses on the general qualifications, eligibilities, and mandatory requirements. So this NAPOLCOM Memorandum Circular 2021-001 is prescribing the guidelines and procedures for the recruitment, selection, and appointment of patrolman and patrolwoman. Next slide, please. So, I will be reading the general qualifications for an applicant. No, if you think you want to apply, then these general qualifications should be met. So first, you need to be a citizen of the Philippines. Next, you should be a person of good moral conduct. Third is you must have passed the psychiatric or psychological, drug, and physical tests to be administered by the PNP or by any NAPOLCOM or the National Police Commission accredited government hospital for the purpose of determining physical and mental health. Fourth, you must possess a formal baccalaureate degree from a recognized learning institution. Fifth, you must be eligible in accordance with the standards set by the Commission. Sixth, you must not have been dishonorably discharged from the military employment or have been declared absent without leave or dropped from the rolls from the PNP service or dismissed for cause from any civilian position in the government. Seventh, you must have no pending criminal case in any court, including at the Office of the Ombudsman or administrative case if he or she is already an employee of the government. Eighth, you must not have been convicted by final judgment of an offense or crime involving moral turpitude. Ninth, you must be at least 1 meter and 62 centimeters or 1.62 in height for male and 1 meter and 57 centimeters or 1.57 meters for female. And for the weight classifications, you must not weigh more or less than 5 kilograms from the standard weight corresponding to his or her height, age, and sex. And lastly, you must not be less than 21 nor more than 30 years of age. So an applicant shall be considered to be 21 years of age on his or her 21st birthday and shall be considered more than 30 years of age in his or her 31st birthday. So these are the general qualifications that an applicant should be able to meet for him to apply or to be qualified now as an applicant. Next slide, please. So section 3, letter B, is the appropriate eligibilities for patrolman or patrolwoman are those acquired from the following. So take a note of these eligibilities. So it could either be NAPOLCOM PNP entrance examination, the Republic Act number 6506 as amended by the Republic Act number 11131 or the licensed criminologist, the Republic Act number 1080 or the bar and board examinations, the Presidential Decree or PD number 907 granting civil service eligibility to college honor graduates, and lastly is the Civil Service Professional or CS Prof examination. Now, you would be thinking, Ma'am, saan po dyan magfo-fall yung psychology graduates? Alin po dyan sa mga eligibilities na yan or saan, alin dyan magka-qualify ang isang psychology graduate? So if you are a psychology graduate or any graduate of a 4-year degree or a college degree, you can take the NAPOLCOM PNP entrance examination. So you're a psychology graduate, then you wanted to join the PNP and you haven't taken the board licensure exam yet. So you can take the NAPOLCOM PNP entrance examination. Once you pass that examination, then you could apply. Another is the if you graduated as an honor student, you graduated with flying colors in college, cum laude, summa cum laude, magna cum laude, you can be granted the Presidential Decree number 907 wherein you will be automatically a civil service professional. No? Pwede yung gamitin din as eligibility in applying in the PNP. So that is number 4. And another is the Civil Service Professional Examination. You are a college graduate and then you wanted to join the PNP. Hindi ka nakapag-exam ng NAPOLCOM. You also didn't graduate as an honors with flying colors cum laude, magna cum laude, or summa cum laude, you can take the civil service professional examination. Once you pass that, then you are qualified. You can apply. So the next question is, ma'am, saan po dyan yung BLEP natin, yung Board Licensure Examination for Psychologists and Psychometricians? The BLEP or the RA, yung Republic Act natin sa atin, the RA 10029 will fall under the number 3, no, the RA number 1080, the bar and board examination. So any board licensure examinations will fall under RA 1080. Now, kapag ka nag-apply tayo sa PNP and then you are may PRC license ka, then your eligibility is RA number 1080. So that's it. So a psychology graduate, whether you are licensed psychologist or psychometrician, or you have any of the eligibilities mentioned here, you can apply in the PNP. Next slide, please. So here is the list of the mandatory requirements for application as patrolman or patrolwoman. Just in case na mainganyo kayo na you parang you thought na, uy, pwede, no? Pwede palang ganitong eligibilities and I have met the certain qualifications. So ano ngayon yung mga requirements na I need to comply para makapag-apply ako? So first is a duly accomplished Civil Service Commission Form 212. This can be downloaded in the internet. Next is the birth certificate authenticated by the Philippine Statistic Authority or the PSA. Next is a report of rating of eligibility authenticated by the issuing authority. So the eligibilities we've mentioned a while ago, kailangan natin ng copies nun, no? Authenticated copies by the issuing authority. If your eligibility is the NAPOLCOM entrance examination, then you need to secure an authenticated copy of those eligibilities. If PRC, psychologist or psychometrician, authenticated then. Same with the civil service. Next is 2 pieces of 2x2 colored picture indicating applicant's name. Next is the transcript of scholastical records and diploma duly authenticated by the school registrar. Next, 6th is clearances issued by the barangay and the PNP or National Bureau of Investigation or the NBI. Next is the certificate of good moral character issued by the applicant's collegiate school. Number 8, medical certificate issued by the local health officer. And lastly, copy of 2 government-issued IDs. So, with the Section 3, A, B, and C, yan po yung diniscuss natin ngayon. So, you get a parang pahapyaw na information with regards to application, no, in as a patrolman or patrolwoman. So, next, please. Okay, this NAPOLCOM Memorandum Circular number 2018-002 was the memorandum circular na napasa nung time na ako'y nag-apply sa lateral entry program. No? I have mentioned kanina na meron tayong patrolman and patrolwoman na entry in the PNP, and there is also a via lateral entry. So I will be discussing it later. No? So this NMC 2018-002 prescribing the procedures and guidelines in the processing of applicants for appointment as police commissioned officers via lateral entry. So I will be, again, if you have extra device or extra gadget with you, you can check on the internet about this memorandum circular and run through para mas magkaroon kayo ng idea about this memorandum circular. So I will just be discussing about Section 3 or the general qualifications. Next slide, please. So Section 3 of NAPOLCOM Memorandum Circular 2018-002 states that no person shall be appointed as police commissioned officer via lateral entry unless he or she possesses the following qualifications pursuant to Section 14 of RA number 8551. Letter A, you need to be a citizen of the Philippines. Letter B, You need to be a person of good moral character. Letter C, you must have passed the psychiatric or psychological, drug, and physical test to be administered by the PNP or by any government hospital accredited by NAPOLCOM for the purpose of determining the appointee's physical and mental health. You must also be eligible in accordance with the standards set by the NAPOLCOM, and you must not have been dishonorably discharged from military employment or dismissed for cause from any civilian position in the government. An applicant must also not have been convicted by final judgment of an offense or crime involving moral turpitude. And lastly, must not have pending criminal or administrative cases except for service-related cases duly certified by the Legal Assistance Board or any equivalent issuing authority. So there's a note here that except for graduates of the PNPA, in addition to these above-mentioned qualifications, a lateral entry applicant must possess the following qualifications. Next slide, please. Okay. For line service officers, i-mention ko na lang to, no? Pero these line service officers are those licensed criminologists. So a licensed criminologist or other professions that may be determined by law. Second is you must have a rank of at least police officer 3 or police staff sergeant na yan ngayon, and meets the general qualifications on the day of conduct of the written competitive examination to be administered by the DPRM. And lastly, you must have passed the 2 most recent physical fitness tests. So, etong letter B, for technical service officers, this is where the highlight for the psychology graduates is. So, I will be reading the citation. Number 1, a person with highly technical qualifications such as dentist, optometrist, nurse, engineer, criminologist, graduate of forensic sciences, doctor of medicine, member of the Philippine Bar, chaplain, information technologist, pilot, psychologist, I have highlighted that, psychologist, or other profession falling under the same classification as determined and recommended by the Chief PNP and approved by the NAPOLCOM. So, ang rank qualification niya is you must have been at least be PO1 or patrolman or patrolwoman with at least 3 years in the service, who meets the general qualifications on the day of conduct of the written competitive examination to be administered by the DPRM and must have passed the 2 most recent physical fitness tests. So if you are an NUP or the non-uniform personnel or civilian applicants, you must possess training and experience in the field of expertise. So in the field of psychometrics, in the field of psychology, clinical, or whatever branch ng psychology, no, at least may training and experience ka, and based on NAPOLCOM policy issuances confirmed by the Civil Service Commission, which the technical unit concerned requires. No, so sa amin nun, at least 2 years experience in the field of psychometrics yung ni-require nun. So for a civilian applicant, let's say a psychology graduate who is a licensed psychologist wanted to apply in the lateral entry program. So for him or her, in addition to the foregoing enumeration in Section 3, he or she must also be at least 1 meter and 62 centimeters in height for male and 1 meter and 57 centimeters for female, and must not weigh more or less than 5 kilograms from the standard weight corresponding to his or her height, age, and sex, and not be less than 21 or more than 30 years of age. So except for the age qualification, the above enumerated qualifications shall be continued in character, and an absence of any one of them at any given time shall be ground for separation or retirement from the service. Next slide, please. So, next question now that comes into your mind is, where can we apply po if we want to be a patrolman or patrolwoman? And How about in the lateral entry program, ma'am? Paano po kami makakapag-apply nun? And saan po? So, next slide, please. So, shown here in the screen is the list of the regional offices now of the PNP. So, the PNP as an organization has different police regional offices. As you can see sa list natin, bawat region natin, or kung nasa ang sulok ka man ng Pilipinas, meron tayong police regional office. And then corresponding it is the area of responsibility. So kayo dyan sa Davao, you are, or the Police Regional Office 11, ang regional office ninyo, where in entire Davao region ang coverage niya. So ako dito sa Cebu City, I am under the Police Regional Office 7, or the Central Visayas, ang area of responsibility ko. So if you are thinking now na psychology graduate ka, you have the eligibilities mentioned kanina, either of them, no? Or kung ilan sa mga yung na-mention na eligibilities ang meron ka, and then napaisip ka, parang ningganyo ako ni ma'am na mag-apply sa PNP. So you can, so kung nasan ka man ngayon, let's say you're in Davao, you can apply sa quota ng PRO 11. Kasi every regional office, police regional office, has its own number of quota. Yearly yan, meron tayong quota ng police officers, no? Patrolman or patrolwoman. Pero due to pandemic, dahil ngayon COVID nga, meron tayong ibang regions na walang quota. Maybe because of the restrictions, no, of the area kung nasan sila. So there are regions na continuous pa rin yung recruitment, and then there are also regions na on hold lang muna. Pero if walang pandemic, regular yan. Meron tayong quota ng patrolman or patrolwoman yearly, like 2 times in a year. Ganon kadalas yung recruitment natin ng patrolman at patrolwoman. So just in case na maengganyo kayo with the course of our webinar today, then you can always check the social media for other information. No? Next slide, please. Okay. Kanina, we have shown you the police regional offices. No? What is being showed in the screen right now is the PNP National Support Unit. So meron tayong mga national support units kung saan pwede ka ring mag-apply. Kung ayaw mong sa regional level ka mag-apply, meron din tayong NSUs. No? The PNP National Support Units is divided into 2. The National Administrative Support Unit, or the NASU, and the National Operational Support Unit, or the NOSU. So the units under the NASU are as follows: the Philippine National Police Academy, the Philippine National Police Training Institute, the Logistics Support Service, the Information Technology Management Service, the PNP Finance Service, the PNP Health Service, the PNP Communications and Electronics Service, the PNP Chaplain Service, the PNP Legal Service, the Headquarters Support Service, the Engineering Service, the PNP Training Service, the PNP Recruitment and Selection Service, and the PNP Retirement and Benefits Administration Service. So all of those units mentioned are under the NASU. So how about the NOSU, or the National Operational Support Unit? Under it are the following: Maritime Group, Intelligence Group, Police Security and Protection Group, Criminal Investigation and Detection Group, ito yung unit ni Cardo, no? And the Special Action Force, or yung elite forces natin sa PNP, Aviation Security Group, you see them mostly on the airports, the Highway Patrol Group, yung mga mostly sa convoy, yung mga naka-big bikes, the Civil Security Group, the Crime Laboratory, yung specimen, yung drug test, sila yung nag-handle, the PNP Anti-Kidnapping Group, the PNP Anti-Cybercrime Group, the PNP Drug Enforcement Group, the PNP EOD K9 Group, the Police Community Affairs and Development Group, the PNP Firearms and Explosive Office, the PNP Supervisory Office for Security and Investigation Agencies, and the PNP Integrity and Monitoring and Enforcement Group. So these are the other PNP support units wherein a certain applicant can apply. No, but not all units mentioned here have quota. Gaya nga nasabi ko kanina dun sa regional offices, meron silang quota yearly ng recruitment. For the national support units, not all these units mentioned here or shown here has quota, has quota for recruitment. So, kung ikaw, you are an applicant or you want to apply in the PNP, you would now think, I have these eligibilities, I have these qualifications, I have met these qualifications, and I want to join the PNP. Saang unit kaya ako mag-a-apply? Saang unit ko kaya gusto? Saang unit ko kaya mai-apply kung anong skills meron ako? No? So you can think, if you are a strong swimmer or you are a strong diver, then meron tayong maritime group. Sa field natin, we are in the field of the psychology, then we would fall under, or we would want as much as possible to apply in the PNP Health Service. So next slide, please. So, eto, PNP Health Service is one of the National Administrative Support Units of the PNP whose main functions is to formulate, implement, and supervise plans, policies, and programs relative to the optimum maintenance of health and of PNP personnel. Next is to provide quality, efficient, and timely health care services to PNP personnel and their dependents. Next is to promote a sound career development and management system for health service personnel. And lastly is to perform other functions as the Chief PNP may direct. So the PNP Health Service also has its vision to provide a responsive, comprehensive, timely, and efficient health services through professionalized and motivated health workers in support of the government's thrust towards a strong republic. So our mission in the PNP Health Service is to provide medical and dental services to PNP personnel and their dependents. So medyo nagkakaroon na kayo ng parang guidance, no, na if I will be in the PNP, saang unit kaya ako mag-a-apply? Saang unit ko magagamit yung profession ko, yung mga natutunan ko sa psychology classes ko, yung mga natutunan ko sa OJT ko, no? So based on what I have discussed, no, we can try considering the PNP Health Service. So I am also under the PNP Health Service. Now, next slide, please. Okay, so shown here are the logos. Now, the PNP is in the leftmost picture, which is the organization, and then under PNP organization is the National Administrative Support Unit, which is the Health Service. And Health Service now has different divisions, no, in its organizational structure. And one of these is the PNP General Hospital. Opo, meron po tayong hospital sa PNP Health Service. It is located in Camp Crame, wherein there are doctors, nurses, and other medical and allied professionals na doon po, who are also members of the PNP. So under the PNP General Hospital is eto na po, Department of Psychiatry. So medyo malinaw na kung sige, mag-a-apply ako sa PNP. Saang unit kaya ako pwedeng maging effective, maging productive sa profession ko, ma-apply ko yung mga natutunan ko sa pag-aaral ko, sa OJT, sa lahat, sa experiences, no, sa profession and your eligibility also, no? So I would be applying in the health service. So ngayon, nakapasok na, let's say, sa health service, nakapasok ka na sa PNP. Now, you would be leading towards being assigned sa Department of Psychiatry. So, next slide, please. Okay, the Department of Psychiatry is directly under the PNP General Hospital. No? So, the main vision of the Department of Psychiatry states that we are committed to the vision of providing utmost, comprehensive, timely, and efficient emotional and mental health services through our professional mental health workers, supported by responsive government and non-government agencies, perceived as one of the most credible health organizations in the country by conducting proper and thorough NP screening of applicants, providing psychological and psychiatric evaluation and treatment, and rendering counseling, lectures, and seminars for personality enhancement and empowerment in order to produce and maintain quality law enforcers who are, first is God-fearing, righteous, professional, competent, committed, and dedicated to render public service to the community. So our mission is the Department of Psychiatry shall provide emotional and mental health service to PNP personnel and their dependents. So, magtatanong kayo ngayon, sino ba ang head ng Department of Psychiatry? Ano ba ang qualifications para maging head ka or maging member ka ng Department of Psychiatry? So for your information, our chief of the Department of Psychiatry is a psychiatrist by profession. And we also have psychologists and psychometricians within our department. So yours truly is a member of the Department of Psychiatry based here in Cebu. Psychiatry section kami ng Regional Medical and Dental Unit 7. So because the health service as a unit also has its regional offices, now regional units. So ang regional offices ng health service is called the Regional Medical and Dental Unit. So since we are located in Region 7, so our unit is Regional Medical and Dental Unit 7. So dyan sa Davao, ang tawag sa regional office ng health service is the Regional Medical and Dental Unit 11. So you also have a psychiatry section dyan sa unit na yan. So every region saan mang sulok ng Pilipinas, meron po tayong health service unit, no? Okay. So next slide please. So ano nga ba yung mga functions ng PNP personnel under the Department of Psychiatry? So yours truly, ito po yung mga pictures of some of the activities that I have been performing since I have been under the Department of Psychiatry. Ito po, we conduct counseling to PNP personnel, not only limited to PNP personnel, no, but also to dependents and other authorized civilians. We also conduct telecounseling. Ito, naging trend siya lately because of the pandemic na as much as possible, we would do counseling through phone calls and through, of course, we need to take notes of the disclosure ng ating mga clients. Kaya medyo naging trend si telecounseling. Yung mga nagko-COVID positive na mga PNP personnel natin, the list is being given to us from the emergency room or the nursing section of our unit, pino-forward sa amin, and then we do counseling sa kanila, telecounseling sa kanila to check on them if there is any need to conduct psychosocial support services. And then pictures below, I am conducting lectures about mental health, red flags, stress and anger management among PNP members. So this mental health red flags is one of the newest memorandum circulars approved by the national headquarters namin, no, sa Camp Crame, wherein these mental health red flags are signals, warning signs of behaviors, demeanors of our PNP personnel na medyo nakakabahala, no, that causes distress sa daily functioning niya, whether at work or di kaya sa bahay nila or towards social relationships. No, if this certain personnel has been observed by his colleagues or his direct supervisors na have been showing distressful behaviors, yung officers na yon, yung nakapag-observe, those personnel can inform their immediate supervisor or their station commander, let's say in a police station. Sabihin nila na this certain si Juan de la Cruz is been observed to have been displaying behaviors of hindi mapakali, yung mga distinct behaviors of someone currently experiencing mental disorders. No, this can be reported to the immediate supervisors, and then the immediate supervisors or the station commander would prepare a letter or a memorandum sa higher headquarters nila, be it in their ipasa ba nila kay city director nila or kay provincial director, and then their city director or provincial director would also forward a letter to our chief namin sa regional office namin, chief namin sa regional medical and dental unit. Forward sila na this certain person, let's say certain Juan de la Cruz has been observed by members of the certain police station to have been displaying behaviors like this in a span of ganito na. So finorward niya ngayon, ni-refer ni Chief RMDU sa amin, sa psychiatry section, to conduct psychological evaluation. So we would call the attention or try to contact that certain personnel if he could report to our office, so we could conduct counseling, conduct MSE, para magawa natin ng psychological evaluation. And if we assess, our psychologist, our chief ng office namin, psychologist would assess that there is really a need for a psychiatric consultation, then we would refer that certain personnel sa hospital na may psychiatric services. Or if not, we could also forward it to the Department of Psychiatry in Camp Crame, wherein meron din tayong psychiatrist doon, which is our chief ng Department of Psychiatry. So that's one of the processes or the functions that we perform on a daily basis. Kasi police nga, so we perform functions 24/7. So anytime if there's a need, the need arises that we need to perform these certain functions, then we must comply. Next slide, please. Okay, eto, PNP recruitment. This is one of the major functions of our office, the Department of Psychiatry. We conduct psychiatric and psychological examination and interview to PNP applicants, no? Be it a PNP cadet applicant, be it a PNP patrolman or patrolwoman applicant, or in the PNP lateral entry program. So, yung office po namin, our section conducts the administration of the examination and also the interview. So, yan po. As what I have mentioned kay Ma'am Abby, kahapon lang, kakatapos lang namin mag-process ng 396 patrolwoman applicants dito sa Cebu. So, kaya medyo ngarag pa. Ng mga almost 11 p.m. kagabi natapos processing the conduct of examination and the interview sa kanila. It is an overwhelming job, overwhelming responsibility, but then again, it is our responsibilities and duties as police officers under the Department of Psychiatry. Next slide, please. Okay. We also conduct PPE, or the psychiatric and psychological examination for personnel bound for promotion. So this personnel shown here have been interviewed by yours truly. kasi they were endorsed by their office or their units for promotion to the next higher rank. So that would be in the next month siguro. Next month, yan naman yung process na gagawin ng office namin kasi we have just finished the recruitment kahapon. So the next would be the promotion of PNP personnel to the next higher rank. Kami din yung nagkakandak ng administer ng test sa kanila and also do the interview and the evaluation, which will be forwarded to the Department of Psychiatry sa Camp Crame. Next slide, please. Okay. Ito yung functions din ng office namin na medyo critical, no? Itong Total Permanent Physical Disability or TPPD. So, yung isang patient dyan, itong nakahiga sa hospital bed is a police PNP personnel, no? Very athletic, very healthy police personnel, and then who joined the Ironman contest, di ba? Ironman yung triathlon here in Cebu. Tapos, so he joined the contest. He joined, and then 100 meters away na lang siya sa finish line. This is according to the affidavit, the report. I'll just share it with you. But I won't be mentioning any names for confidentiality purposes. So that certain personnel, 100 meters away from the finish line, natumba siya. He stood up, tumayo ulit. Tumakbo ulit ng ilang meters, natumba ulit for the second time. Then bumangon ulit. Sinubukan ulit tumakbo. When he fell on the third time, hindi na niya kinayang bumangon. He wasn't able to get up. So he was rushed immediately sa hospital. Dinala na siya sa hospital. And then the initial diagnosis ng doctor who checked on him is nagkaroon ng brain damage secondary to heat stroke. No? So hindi kinaya ng katawan niya. So a certain PNP personnel who is applying for total permanent physical disability needs to undergo psychological evaluation. So it is one of the processes. No? Bago siya makapag-apply ng total permanent physical disability or the TPPD, kailangan or isa sa mga requirements niya is the psychological evaluation from our office. So eto po. So since that certain personnel na bedridden hindi na siya makapagsalita As in like hindi na makarecognize, no voluntary movements, wala na, no verbal and motor responses. So he was escorted by his sister, ayan, yung naka-block, pero syempre we need to blur the face for confidentiality purposes. So pina-fill up namin ng information sheet, to gather information with regards sa PNP personnel. And then we also asked for a copy of the medical records and the affidavit with regards sa nangyari for us to be able to come up with an evaluation also of the client. No? And then this evaluation will be forwarded, of course, to the Department of Psychiatry in Camp Crame for further evaluation and approval. So, ayun po, that's one of the process or one of the functions that our office performs. Next is itong transfer of pension. No, transfer of pension, ibig sabihin a certain PNP member who deposed, namatay. And then automatic yung pension niya would be transferred to the spouse, if my spouse, automatic yan. So in this case, sa picture shown here, lalaki yung PNP personnel, and then namatay siya. And then yung pension niya was transferred to his wife. And then his wife also namatay nitong January 2021 lang. So etong dalawang tao shown here in the picture, magkapatid, anak sila ng PNP personnel. So panganay yung the one who is bedridden, who is obviously not capable of supporting for himself. And the other one, itong nakatayo, itong kausap ko, is the younger brother. So the transfer of pension can be the pension of the personnel who died can be transferred to his children, his or her children, or his or her child, if proven that child or yung anak niya is not capable of providing for himself. So kaya merong psychological evaluation din na hinihingi, na nire-require ang transfer of pension to prove that that certain child, that certain anak is not able to provide on his own. So may psychological evaluation tayo, pero before we do the evaluation, isa sa mga requirement din namin is to provide for a psychiatric evaluation. So before naglumapit sa amin ang family na to, before they went to the process of going to our office, they first provided some documents sa PRBS, sa unit, kung saan they presented psychiatric evaluation ng kapatid niya, netong naka-bedridden, and then finorward sa office namin para yun din yung maging basis namin ng evaluation. And since the client, the one who is aiming to na malipatan ng pension, is not able to write and read also, no motor and verbal responses, and so etong kapatid niya ang pinag-fill up din namin ng personal information sheet. Okay, next please. Next slide please. Okay. Ito rin, isa sa mga functions namin sa Department of Psychiatry. We also conduct and administer the psychiatric and psychological examination for those PNP personnel, civilians, and authorized civilians who are applying for their license to own and possess firearms. So before an individual or an institution can own and possess a firearm, he or she must first undergo the psychiatric and psychological examination administered or conducted by our office. So, kapag hindi siya pumasa sa screening namin, sa the examination na kinonduct namin, then he or she won't be able to possess, no, and own a firearm. So, ito, isa sa mga malaking functions din namin, no, na minsan paano kami, nagkakandak kami ng caravan, no? Caravan, pumupunta kami sa iba't ibang lugar. Pag may request from the LGUs, or may request from an institution that can you please conduct an LTAP caravan dito sa area namin, since marami sa amin dito are gun holders and gun owners who have expired or expiring LTAP licenses. So, nagre-request sila sa office namin na mag-conduct kami ng caravan. Or, we also have one-stop shop in Camp Crame, and in every regional medical and dental unit offices, meron din po kaming office doon. Sa office po namin, nagka-conduct rin po kami ng examination para sa kanila. Okay, next po. Next slide, please. Okay, shown here is the parang marketing strategy ng unit, no, to show the people that medical and allied professionals are needed in the PNP health service. So I have highlighted there. I have put a circle or round dyan sa psychologist and psychometrician, because we are really in need of these professionals in the health service to further enhance and provide more mental health services and psychosocial support services to our PNP personnel, dependents, and other authorized civilians. Next slide, please. Okay, this is one of the most trending posts din sa social media. If you are kung nabantayan nyo, we are really in need of the following professionals: the medical doctors, dentists, optometrists, medtechs, radiologic technologists, pharmacists, psychologists, nutritionists, and dietitians. These are the professions that we badly need, and our quota open para sa lateral entry natin this 2021. So medical doctor shall be appointed to the rank of police captain who has the salary grade of 23. Dentist, optometrists, psychologists, medtechs, radtechs, and nutritionists, dietitian shall be appointed to the rank of police lieutenant, just like my rank, with a salary grade of 22, provided that an applicant must possess appropriate eligibility for the rank. Next slide, please. Ito po, di ba, very enticing. Pagkakita mo pulang-pula. PNP hiring, psychologist, and then the figure of 49,582 pesos monthly salary as police lieutenant. This is outside the bonuses and allowances and other privileges, no, given to a certain PNP personnel. So very enticing, no? Economically, very enticing talaga. Pero of course, yun nga, sabi nga, di ba, the higher the rank, the bigger the responsibility. So if you will be makakapasok tayo sa PNP service as police lieutenant, as psychologist, then parang nag-jump ka eh. Hindi ka na sumunod sa ladder na from patrolman, patrolwoman, corporal, staff sergeant, ganyan. You jump over, no? Tumalon ka to being police lieutenant agad. So, bigger responsibilities talaga. You would be handling subordinates, you would be handling PNP personnel with you. And then it would be a measure of how you would be, a test of your leadership skills, no? A test of your authority and your relationship with other people. And of course, the functions mo as a psychologist. Next slide, please. Okay, this is a video clip. No, I would like to share this with you, a video clip of my personal career path from where I started back in 2011 as a police officer 1 until at what rank na nandito ako ngayon. This is not to brag, but this is to inspire, motivate others. So, ma'am, can you play the video po? Video po siya, video. Oh, yeah. Okay, hindi siya ma-play. I'll try to share my screen if I can. Pwede? If I can. Wait. Okay, for a while. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hindi ba na-play?
Okay, okay po. So, hi. So, is that all po, ma'am? Or are we going to replay the video po?
Hi, so I guess we are experiencing some technical difficulties. So while waiting for the video presentation dun sa PowerPoint ni um, Ma'am Anne, okay, I guess we will just have a short break muna. Tama. Or Dave, do you have some questions for our guest speaker for today?
Yes, ma'am. I have some questions na po. So, okay, for the first question, ma'am, it
Yes.
is um, coming from an FB viewer po. So, this is from Keith Claire Guma. Her question po is, ma'am, ask lang po if ano po ba ang training na i-undergo to join PNP po?
Okay. Is she referring sa patrolman or patrolwoman or the lateral entry program? I mean, same lang naman yan. I mean, that training is of course if you will be able to ma-appreciate nyo pag makita nyo yung video later kasi it's from where I started. Pero just to answer the question na mahirap siya, of course, like any other military or PNP training that females need to sport shorter hairs, like shorter than this. And then, meron kayong tinatawag na yung reveille, when you wake up early in the morning, like early, 3 a.m., you start exercising na. And then, kumbaga, naka-synchronize yung galaw, no? Synchronize. At saka naka-sistema siya. Like, yun nga, 3 a.m., awake ka na, you'd be awake, performing physical exercises, jogging and everything. And then, followed by, may oras yung pagligo, may oras yung pagkain, and then, may klase kayo the entire day. After the klase, another set of exercises, another set of jogging, and then, dinner. And after dinner, meron kaming tinatawag na TAPS, na time for all personnel to sleep. That is around 10 p.m. By the book, 10 p.m. siya. Pero depende na yun sa naghahandle ng training kung anong oras tayo ipapatulugin talaga. Pero before going to sleep, you need to go again certain exercises, physical exercises. Kumbaga pampalakas, no? Pampalakas ng katawan. Okay.
So it's really more focused on physical po and time management. So
Yes.
another question po from another FB viewer po, from Nimrod Owen. He asked po, good morning ma'am, I just want to ask how can we say that an applicant has passed their psychiatric or psychological exam? How can the exam be in its standard knowing that a lot of aspirants want to join the PNP po?
Okay. The conduct of psychiatric and psychological examination is a process, no? One of the processes that a certain applicant needs to go through and needs to pass for him or her to be able to successfully join the PNP ranks. So that process, so kami in our office, we conduct we administer the test, and then we also do the interview, and then the results namin will be assessed, of course, based on the performance of that applicant. So the results, hindi namin agad-agad individually sasabihin sa applicant yon. No, there is channeling. We channel the communication. So sa office namin, our results will be forwarded sa Department of Psychiatry, which is our main unit in the Kamkrame. Dun mismo, sa Department of Psychiatry, we forward our results, tallied and evaluated and consolidated sa office namin, pino-forward namin sa Kamkrame, Department of Psychiatry, and then sila ngayon ang magfo-forward ng results pabalik dito sa regional office na nagre-request in the first place ng conduct of our service.
Okay, so thank you, ma'am. So
may follow-up lang ako. So the results then given by the Department of Psychiatry na mafo-forward dito sa regional offices, police regional offices, and sila na ngayon yung, kasi meron ngayon kasi digital na, 'di ba? So meron ng Viber group. So the applicants and they will be informed about their results if they have passed this certain process, this certain stage ng application through Viber. Kasi ngayon QR code tayo, nameless faceless application tayo, nameless faceless processing of PNP applicants. So makikita nila yan sa kanya-kanya, bawat applicant may kanya-kanyang QR code. So ganun, doon nila malalaman yung results. Sabay-sabay nilang malalaman, hindi pa isa-isa. Sabay-sabay nila malalaman.
Okay po. So, ma'am, last question po before we play the video. Okay. So, this question is coming from Ate Juvie Valleza. She asked, advantage po ba kung 4 from the 5 eligibilities ang na-meet po?
Of course, kung ako yung nasa panel mo, I would be very impressed, di ba? You would really say, face validity, sabi mo, wow, magaling, matalino. Di ba? You would be impressed kung ikaw man yung, let's say, employer, if you are one of the board, sabi mo na, advantage yan, asset natin yan kasi magaling, matalino. Pero of course, hindi lang yun yung basihan, di ba? There are other qualifications na kailangang i-meet ng applicant. Pero answering the question, 4 of the 5 eligibilities, then very good. Good for you. That would be, of course, plus points kasi merong worksheet tayo. Sa processing natin ng application, merong worksheet. Kasi, let's say, sa quota ninyo, babae si Ma'am Juvie Valleza, di ba? Sa quota, kasi sa quota na 300, let's say, sa 300 na quota for PNP recruits sa isang region, 10% lang talaga yung allocation. By the law, 10% lang yung allocation yan para sa mga babae. So, 10% of 300 is 30. So 30 lang yung makakapasok na sa PNP na mga babae. And then let's say 60 kayong nag-apply or 60 kayong qualified. And then of course, it would be a very high ang competition ba? Na very mataas yung competition. So the more eligibilities you have, the better. Kasi mas magiging lamang yun, mas magiging plus points yun. It would be an edge on your part.
Okay pa. So, applicable pala yung the more the merrier. So, ma'am, before we continue po sa ating Q&A portion, let us play the video na po.
Okay.
ma'am. So thank you po
Yes.
for sharing your journey with us and for discussing the house para makapasok sa PNP. And sa knowledge po na in-impart mo sa amin today. So,
Yes.
ma'am,
Thank
it
you.
is really nice to know na we psychology students have various fields na kalalagyan when we graduate. Na hindi lang pala kami limited sa industrial and medical fields yung power namin. So, um, ayun po. So, let us proceed na po sa ating mga questions again. So, and the next question is coming from Miss Novi Constantino. Bakit
Okay.
po so before we go ask with the questions po pala muna, sorry. Let us have an advertisement muna po. A short break. So, let us have this video.
One of the hardest and most exciting choices you'll ever make is choosing and deciding your career. Although chance may play a part, come prepared. Consider the rule of 3. Rule number 1. Choose a career that is something you really like to do. Rule number 2. Do your research and choose carefully and thoughtfully. Rule number 3. Make it meaningful. You may consider becoming a psychologist if you are interested in working with people and have a scientific mind. Psychologists work in many areas of society such as business, health, education, and sport. They use scientific methods and knowledge about human mind and behavior to help deal with practical problems such as helping people overcome depression, stress, trauma, or phobias, easing the effects of parental divorce on children, helping to deal with addictions, helping alleviate educational problems such as dyslexia and learning disabilities, speeding up recovery from brain injury, helping to stop or prevent bullying at school or in the workplace, making sure that people are happy at work and perform well, helping the police, courts, and prison service to perform more effectively, helping athletes to perform better. Here are some of the many opportunities you can find in the field of psychology: psychometrician, psychologist, psychiatrist, human resource manager, advertising agents, career counselor, case manager, child care worker, family services worker, child protection specialist, rehabilitation advisor, researcher, psychiatric technician, probation and parole officer, rehabilitation specialist, social service specialists, teachers, behavior analyst, guidance counselor, army psychologist. If you are a person who has the desire to help in the mental well-being of humanity, then psychology is the right career for you. Be a person that kindles light and life. Enroll in Jose Maria College and flex on the new normal in education with our flexible learning modality for an assured, consistent, and quality education. For more information, visit our website at www.jmc.edu.ph or our Facebook page at facebook.com/Jose Maria College. You can also email admissions@jmc.edu.ph for admission requirements for the BS in Psychology.
Okay, so welcome back sa ating live webinar today. Let us proceed na po sa ating, we have another slide left. So,
Yeah.
for the inquiries. For the inquiries, you can refer to this, contact this, para sa mga questions nyo regarding how and why, paano tayo makakapasok sa PNP, ano? Okay. Ma'am, the floor is yours po.
Okay po. If you have been encouraged and parang naengganyo kayo to try and join the PNP service, you can always inquire and check updates sa Facebook, sa social media. No, the FB page is the PNP Recruitment and Selection Service or the PNP RSS, and PNP HS Trainsec. So yan po usually ang nagpo-post ng updates with regards to uh, patrolman and patrolwoman application and the PNP lateral entry application. So you could always check on that, and then may ano naman yan, responsive naman sila sa mga messages and concerns niyo. So that's all. And I would like to thank this opportunity, get this opportunity to thank the psychology department of the Jose Maria College, especially to Ma'am Abby. No, Ma'am Abby is way junior years siya, very junior siya sa akin sa psychology sa JMC. No, I graduated 2010. I'm not sure kailan graduate si Ma'am Abby. But then again, we had communication, and ayan, so we've developed friendship somehow, no? Tas nagkaroon ng ganitong mga activities, and I'm very glad, and I am very flattered to do this, na makapag-impart ng knowledge kung sa career path ng psychology graduates in the PNP. Once again, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much rin po, ma'am. So there you have it, guys. And again, sa pagpapatuloy ng ating Q&A portion, the next question po, ma'am, is, wait lang po. Ayun, bakit po mas pinili nyo ang field ng PNP instead of other setting po?
Okay. That's a personal question, no? So actually, when I graduated in 2010, syempre wala pang board exam, no? So my mother is also a member of the Philippine National Police. So nag-retire din siya last 2012. Ako pumasok sa PNP 2011. So most probably, isa siya sa mga nag-encourage sa akin. You know, she encouraged me to try joining the PNP. So at first, syempre hindi ko naisip na I would be able to practice my profession, my knowledge in psychology sa PNP noon, kasi wala pa akong ganyang information with regards sa unit and the functions na meron pa lang pagkakalagyan yung psychology graduates sa PNP. So ang eligibility ko na ginamit nung nag-apply ako was the NAPOLCOM entrance examination and the civil service professional exam. So yun. Then 2017 na nga nung nakapag-board exam ako ng psychometrician. So that's the answer. That's my answer.
So another question po from a live viewer from YouTube. So this question is coming from Neil Ong po. Good morning. Ano po ba ang qualifications needed for promotion in the PNP? Number of arrests po ba ang basihan or either years of service?
Qualifications needed for promotion? No. The number of arrest ang basihan or either years of service. Hindi siya number of arrest kasi PNP personnel can be promoted to the next higher rank if, in the first place, he has met the qualifications. Ano ba yung qualifications? Of course, kung may specific eligibility ka. Kasi yung NAPOLCOM entrance examination, let's say, NAPOLCOM entrance examination yung ginamit mong eligibility upon applying the PNP. So, nakapasok ka na. That eligibility, yung NAPOLCOM entrance examination na eligibility mo, cannot be used as eligibility for the promotion to the next higher rank. No? So kung yun lang yung eligibility mo, then you would not be promoted to the next higher rank. You need to take another exam, another eligibility examination para ma-promote ka. So kung NAPOLCOM yung eligibility mo, entrance examination mo upon applying the PNP, tapos gusto mo magpa-promote, you need to take the national NAPOLCOM police officers eligibility, PO exam, no, police officer examination. So pag naipasa mo yon, then you will be promoted to, from patrolman or patrolwoman, you will be promoted to police corporal and to police staff sergeant. Yun, hanggang doon lang yung coverage ng PO exam. Then kung gusto mong ma-promote naman to the next higher rank naman of police master sergeant, hindi na pwede yung PO exam lang. You need to take another examination, yung SPO naman, no, yung Senior Police Officer Examination na eligibility para ma-promote ka sa Master Sergeant, Senior Master Sergeant, Chief Master Sergeant, and Executive Master Sergeant. Pero that is kung napulcom yung ginamit mo na eligibility upon entry in the PNP. But if your eligibility na ginamit mo or the eligibility that you have upon application in the PNP is civil service, that would go through. Qualified ka na, eligibility-wise. Pwede na yan pang staff sergeant, pwede ng corporal, master sergeant, hanggang makaabot ka ng police lieutenant colonel. Pwede si civil service. So may kanya-kanyang coverage lang, yung bawat eligibility. So kung civil service, that's higher. Pag naipasa mo yun, so mas secured ka to the next higher rank na mapopromote ka. And of course, kapag board passer ka, same lang sila ng length ng coverage ng eligibility with the civil service. So qualifications wise, either years of service is also considered kasi may time and grade tayong tinatawag, no? So ibig sabihin kung number of years in the service mo in your current rank. So let's say sa akin, I took oath as police lieutenant December 10, 2018. And then kailangan ko ng 3 years na time and grade, 3 years of experience within my current rank. So kailan ako magti 3 years? Sa this December 10, 2021 pa. So kung may promotion man this October, ibig sabihin hindi pa ako pasok kasi hindi pa ako umabot sa 3 years na time and grade. Okay? So years of service is also one of the factors to be considered, and of course the qualifications. Pero number of arrests, no. It's not in the book na kasali yan sa qualifications to be promoted. Siguro operational accomplishments, it could be plus points. Mas maganda nga namang ma-interview or ma-deliberate ka na you can say na I have accomplished this, I have done these accomplishments within my duty. Mas maganda, mas marami kang edge over others. Pero as part of kumbaga isa sa qualifications, no. Additional points, merits, pwede, pero as one of the requirements or qualifications, number of arrests is not included. So I hope I answered Neil Ong's question.
Okay, sorry for that internet connection problem po, no? So, another question po from an FB viewer from Versatile. Good morning, ma'am. If RPM po yung eligibility pagpasok ng PNP, so as time goes by, allowed po ba i-pursue ang registered psychologist na trabaho po sa PNP then schooling?
Of course. Pwede. You are somehow referring to me, Ma'am Versatile. No, my eligibility is I am a licensed psychometrician, and I am also having my master's para pag makagraduate hopefully, and then I would be able to take the board licensure exam for psychologist. So pwede. Basta kaya mong i-juggle, syempre, of course. You need to juggle work and studies. So, yes, pwede po.
Okay, so yung next question po from the YouTube viewer po, Christine Joy Lipico. Ma'am, what characters that a psychology student must build ngayon pa lang in order to become an excellent manpower in the near future in his or her chosen career at the PNP po?
You need to be responsible, of course. Responsible sa actions mo, sa salita mo, sa kung gaano ka tiyaga no? Tiyaga syempre, nag-aaral ka pa lang, no? As a psychology student, if you are not, kung wala kang pagsisikap, wala kang tiyaga sa pag-aaral mo, then you won't be able to graduate. And then if you won't be able to graduate, you cannot take any licensure exam or any eligibility, then you won't be able to apply for the PNP. So you need to be responsible, you need to be hardworking, no? And of course, prayers and support from the family. Yun yung mga important na na mga characteristics.
So, mindset lang po talaga, no? So,
Yes.
next question from Miss Julie Villesa, an FB live viewer po. Needed po ba, ma'am, na mag-undergo talaga ng training to be a part of PNP Health Services po?
Mukhang second question na to ni ma'am, no? Mukhang interesado
Opo.
siya, mukhang na-engage siya. So, kasi sa PNP, meron tayong tinatawag na uniform personnel. Kami po yon. Uniform personnel, kami po yung mga police. Either you are PNCO or the yung non-commissioned police non-commissioned officers, and the PCO, the commissioned officers. Kami po yung uniform personnel. Meron din po kaming tinatawag na non-uniform personnel. Civilians yan sila, pero employed by the PNP. So they are called NUPs. So if there is an opening, pag may quota, then you can apply for NUP kung ayaw mo talagang magpulis. Kasi feeling ko mukhang hesitant mag-undergo ng training si Ma'am Juvie Villesa, kaya siguro yan yung tanong niya. Pero if you want to be a uniform personnel, a police officer, and at the same time, can perform your functions in the psychology field, magpulis ka. Pero if not, you can always apply as an NUP. Pero depende rin po yun if may quotang available.
Okay po. So, for the next question, ayun. Again, from Nimrod Owen, this is his second, second question, another FB live viewer. So, good morning po, ma'am. I want to ask if are the counseling for the PNP personnel are regular po? Does the symptoms after the counseling shows immediately?
So, counseling. Of course, we do counseling if that personnel is referred to us. No, hindi naman namin kumbaga, diba tayo, hindi naman natin makakandak yung counseling if in the first place we didn't know that certain person needed counseling. Kasi hindi man natin ma-detect right away na sa dinami-dami ng police within that certain AOR, ikaw need mo ng counseling. Kasi counseling needs an in-depth information na you need sa certain person. So if there is a communication or an endorsement or a request na from units na to conduct counseling to this certain personnel. Let's say let's say ang pangalan ng personnel is Juan de la Cruz. Certain Juan de la Cruz is referred for psychological evaluation and counseling, then we would know. We would conduct the counseling and evaluation sa personnel na yon. So if with regards to the question kung regular ba, syempre ini-schedule natin yan kasi hindi lang din yun yung function natin. We also, as what I have shown in the presentation, we have also other functions. So the counseling is part of our functions, pero ini-schedule natin siya. No? Depende rin sa availability ng personnel referred to us. So we meet halfway kung kailan natin mai-schedule yung session natin. No? Kumbaga, the symptoms would show in the first place if observed yung mga symptoms, yung behavior ng personnel na yun, na-observe ng mga colleagues niya, mga kasamahan niya, or the direct supervisor niya, that would be the reason para i-endorse siya sa office namin. No? Kasi we wouldn't know man, sa dinami-dami ng police na nasa AOR namin, we wouldn't know. No? Unless that officer or that office informs us of that certain behavior being observed nila sa personnel na yun.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And yun, another from an FB live viewer. Maraming nanonood sa atin sa FB, ano? So, from Mimi Samson, good morning. Ask lang po if applicant ako ng lateral entry officership dito sa Davao. May assurance po ba na babalik ako dito sa Davao City? Kasi yan po yung usually dilemma ng mga gusto mag-apply po, ma'am. Maraming salamat po. Ma'am, idol po kita.
I know Ma'am Mimi Samson eh. Ma'am Mimi
Oh.
Samson is a schoolmate ko sa SPED. SPED, alumna po kasi ako ng SPED, no, the Davao City Integrated Special School, elementary nung grade school. So schoolmate kami ni Mimi Samson. But Ma'am Mimi Samson is also in the PNP service. She is with CIDG dyan sa Davao. And ma'am, with regards to your question po, if there's an assurance, alam naman po natin na wala pong assurance sa PNP because PNP is national in scope. So pag nakapasok tayo sa PNP, most especially if NSU, technical service yung pinasokan natin sa lateral entry, most probably you would be assigned anywhere. Come and go kami. So I am from Davao. I joined the lateral entry last 2018. I am assigned here in Cebu and I do not know until when ako dito and where I'm going to be assigned next. Idol ko rin po kayo, Ma'am Mimi Samson. Shout out po. Thank you po sa support.
So, true, ma'am, no? Kasi may mga relatives rin akong from, serving the country. So, hindi talaga malalaman kung saan sila i-assign next. So,
Yes.
ma'am, and for the viewers, I really would like to thank everybody for actively participating in this webinar. And unfortunately, our time is limited po. So, one last question po
Yes.
from me. What tips would you like to share po to the students who are dreaming to be a cop or a police, but they are enrolled into the psychology department po? Like, before enrolling, they were stuck between the two courses and ended up enrolling in BS Psychology po.
Two courses, I mean psychology and what's the other
And
one?
criminology po. Like, nahirapan silang mag-choose between psychology and criminology and then they ended up choosing psychology po.
But they really wanted to become a police officer.
Yes, ma'am, but they really wanted to become a police.
Okay. So, sa'yo galing tong question na to. So, I assume ikaw yung gustong magtanong personally sa akin ito, no? So, if you are torn between criminology and psychology, then you really wanted to become a police officer, pero you don't have to be torn. Kasi, as what I have mentioned kanina, any 4-year degree course or any bachelor's degree holder can apply in the PNP. Kahit anong kurso ka pa meron ka, as long as you meet the qualifications mentioned kanina, you have the eligibilities, Manapolcom, board license, civil service, as long as meron ka nun, kahit anong kurso pa, kahit agriculture pa yung kurso mo, kahit business course pa, pwede, basta qualified ka, you met the general qualifications, you have the eligibilities, you can, and you pass the screening, of course, then you can be a police officer. No? So,
Okay, so,
oo.
sige,
So tips, syempre, you really have to know what you want. Kung yan ba talaga ang gusto mo. And then follow your heart. If that's what you really want, then go for it. No? Walang, kumbaga, ang motto ko nga sa life, wala kang ibang competition. Kumbaga, you should always compete with yourself. No? Always become better. No? Try to outsmart yourself all the time para may level of improvement ka sa sarili mo from time to time.
is open to all pala yung PNP, ma'am, no? So,
Open to all.
thank you so much po sa very enlightening na mga sagot ninyo. And it is really nice to have these questions po. Not just from me, but from everybody that is watching us live right now. Because it shows na interesado talaga yung lahat sa topic natin ngayon. So, thank you so much, ma'am, for sparing us your time and your knowledge with us. And to show our gratitude po and appreciation, let me present to you our certificate of appreciation and let me read to you the citation po. Okay. So, for a moment po. So, from the College of Arts and Sciences Education, specifically the Bachelor of Science in Psychology of the Jose Maria College po. This certificate of appreciation is given to Police Lieutenant Ana Veronica M. Concepcion, a registered psychometrician, for sharing her valuable knowledge as the guest speaker in the webinar entitled My Life, My Future, My Career, Forging a Career Path in the Philippine National Police for Psychology Graduates, given this 10th day of September 2021. Signed by BSP Program Head Ms. Abigail Grace B. Escobedo and King's College Dean Dr. Maribel S. Lantixe. Salamat po ulit, ma'am.
Thank you.
And
Thank you so much.
sa ating mga live viewers naman, thank you for attending this psych webinar, and as our appreciation to you, we will be giving you a certificate of appreciation also, and let me read the citations to you. From the College of Arts and Sciences Education, specifically the Bachelor of Science in Psychology, this certificate of appreciation is awarded to you, the viewers, for virtually attending the webinar entitled My Life, My Future, My Career, Forging a Career Path in the Philippine National Police for Psychology Graduates, given this 10th day of September 2021. Signed by the BSP Program Head, Ms. Abigail Grace B. Escobedo, the case Dean Dr. Maribel S. Lantixe, and our guest speaker, Police Lieutenant Ana Veronica M. Concepcion. So guys, to receive your certificates, we will be providing a link in the comment section. Fill that up para makuha ninyo ito, and that also will serve as your attendance. Again, the link will be posted in the comment section. And ma'am, before we proceed with our closing ceremonies po, we would like to have a short picture taking with you. That's okay?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, so I'll make you po 1, 2, 3, and smile. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And so guys, good things must come to end, and of course, our webinar too. So for our closing remarks, may we call on our, again, BSP Program Head, Ms. Abigail Escobedo, for her closing remarks. Ma'am?
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Dame, for that introduction. And before anything else, okay, I would really like to thank our guest speaker for today, Ma'am Ana Veronica, for really gracing us this um time. I know you were very busy. Sabi mo nga kanina ngarag pa tayo dun sa ano, sa naging yung sa recruitment, I guess, kanina. But you really grace and you really come back to JMC to really express everything that you can share for our future psychology graduates, like also. And really, I'm really glad that you're really hindi mo talaga kinakalimutan si Jose Maria College, because you really
Of
give
course.
us time. And yeah, thank you for that. And also for our before anything else, by the way, Ma'am Anne, do you have other any inputs that yung parang final statements mo for our viewers for today?
Uh, know what you really want. Yun lang. Kasi if you know what you want, then you'd strive for it. Pagsisikapan mo. So that's all. That's all.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much again, Ate Anne. All right. And I also rooting for your success in the masters, para excited talaga akong maging licensed psychologist ka na talaga.
Yes.
All
Thank you.
right. Okay. Thank you, Ate Ann. And Ma'am Ann. And also for our viewers and for the rest of our viewers via Facebook and YouTube, I would like to thank you for still continue um, being with us. And I hope a lot of us were enlightened for anong field talaga yung papasukan natin when we graduate. Not only for the psychology, but all for the 4-year programs na gusto talagang pumasok for this setting, lalo na sa PNP. Okay, it was very insightful webinar, and I hope you have learned a lot from this and from our guest speaker. So once again, thank you very much, everyone, and also once again from our guest speaker, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Can I just make a? Can I just greet my family and?
Yeah. Okay, shout out
I'm,
tayo.
yeah, shout out to my family, Ma, Tikat, Angel, Pre, Andy, to my friends also and colleagues, Daisy, Joanna, and to the Delta. Thank you for your participation and tsaka sa pag-support. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right. Thank you again, Deanne. All right, James. The floor is yours.
And for our closing prayer po, let us call Miss Rhea May Solomon to lead us at the closing prayer.
Let us pray. Our most gracious, kind Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you so much for this wonderful day that you have given to us. Thank you for enabling us to be productive during the meeting, oh God. And Lord, let what we discuss here bear fruit in our lives and in other people also, oh God. And Lord, don't allow the enemy to steal what we have been taught from our hearts and cover us with the blood of your Son, Jesus, oh God, and show us how to use the information that we've learned here for your glory. And this we ask and pray. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. So once again, on behalf of the PSP family, ma'am, and the Jose Maria College, we thank you so much for being with us today, Ma'am Anna, and we are honored to have you share your knowledge with us po. And guys, take note. Sabi ni Ma'am Ana, di ba, know what you really want. What you really want. So if you are still undecided with what career path to choose after you graduate in psychology, a door of opportunity has been opened for you. The qualifications and requirements have been stated na. So uh, the rest is up to you. Thank you so much for attending our psych webinar today and stay updated for this is only the beginning. We will be having our next episodes next month and on November. Again, I am Damiel, your host, and see you next time. And guys, don't forget that the link is on the comment section. So that's all. Bye. Thank you.